Good evening. My name is Nicolas Gallego.
And my name is Juan Carlos Morales.
We're going to present to you some news about civic culture.
These news are regarding an important aspect of our city, that is the culture that every person has to apply. So here we go with the first one. The first news we chose was the case of Don Jose and the Taquino restaurant. This news consisted on a guy who usually plays his music outside a restaurant, and two people that were eating there invited him to eat with them. But the owner of the restaurant didn't let him enter, and she said that if he wanted to eat, he had to do it outside. This news is related with civil culture because it didn't have a civil culture, or it had a poor one, because the owner of the restaurant discriminated him, and that is a very grave problem in today's society. Nevertheless, this has a second part related with civic culture, because this news got viral because the owners of the restaurant filmed the entire thing. So there were entire campaigns related to this news, and people started to fight to end social injustices. And in the social media, there was a huge movement because they wanted to end this. And this could be related with the creative art that the lecture says, because they didn't take the usual steps that is going on marchas or things like that. And they, through the internet and the new technologies, took a huge impact, and this really helped the case in terms that it really affected the owner that didn't let Don Jose enter, and days later she apologized and invited him to eat there.
The second news we choose was that a little boy was attacked by two guys only because they wanted his bag. He was returning from the school and he was getting home when two guys uh, asked for their bag. They wanted to take their stuff. So this boy said no and tried to defend himself, and then he got stabbed and really got in a critical situation. Was needed to go to the hospital when he was treated and was get saved by the medical staff. So this shows that this really got an impact on the society. Like the news talked about this case very much. It was very polemic, especially because it was a little boy involved. So was really a news that impact on the society. Many people publish in their social media uh, phrases and like photos talking about this issue, and the society really like unite to fight against these aggressors.
Okay, so in the news that we saw previously, we can see the absence of civic culture in both of them. In the first one, in the Don Jose case, we can see that there's a clear discrimination in our society, and people of the high part of the society, the one that has money, see the other part of society as inferior, and they don't think they are worthy of being inside a restaurant like that.
In the second news, there is a lack of civic culture as they two men think that the life of a little boy is worthless and the stuff in their bag are more important and more useful for the society. So there is a clear lack of culture to understand that the life of a boy is not worth it to take his bag.
Okay, so we need to take measures to ensure that this lack of civic culture is ended. And we believe that the main course for these strategies is being an example. And to end discrimination, obviously, it's impossible because in the entire world this is going to happen. But if we take our example to show the world that we can all be treated as equal, we can start changing a small part of society, and hoping that that small piece of society is going to spread, and discrimination is occasionally going like a little bit less.
Also, if we work in the opportunities that the people have in our society, the aggressions are gonna be less as the people don't need the don't feel the necessity to take the stuff to earn money. So if we make sure that the people is educated and go to schools to get real opportunities in the society, then there is a measure to control civic culture and improve it. So, to improve our analysis of the news and related with the civic culture, there is a possibility to apply many theories that we have saw and studied in these 2 years that are mainly applicable to the civic culture. So all the stuff of violence and the peace, structural peace, cultural peace, all the stuff that can improve an analysis of the news and to understand civic culture as a real uh, society thing.
In the terms of our school competences, we can apply critical thinking to take the subjects we have, in this case the news and the lectures, and apply them to our own life. So that way we can criticize them in a more concrete way. And that way apply to creativity, which is coming up with new solutions, with strategies that we can take into account also in our context, and that way not only extend the reach of the analysis, but to come up with new ideas that can improve the world we live in.
So uniting the information management with the analysis of many theories in a specific topic and getting in our own context, we can get to important solutions that can be applicable for our society. Thank you very much. This was the Mo Gallegos News.